Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and today we are playing a Dragonstorm combo. So Dragonstorm, 9 mana, search your library for a dragon, permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle, and it has Storm, so however many cards that you cast before this turn, you make new copies of this card to cast it again. So if we can get Dragonstorm into the graveyard and cast Mizzix Mastery targeting it, so on turn 4, then we get to have 2 spells by the time that we cast Storm, because Mizzix Mastery is cast. We target Dragonstorm and then it storms off and we get 2 dragon cards. That is the main idea that we want to have with this. And so what do we want to grab when we go for Dragonstorm with 2 creatures? And we actually have an infinite combo damage loop with just 2 copies of Dragonstorm going off. As long as we have an extra copy of Bladewing the Risen in the graveyard. So we have Terror of the Peaks that we will go grab and Bladewing the Risen. So Bladewing the Risen says for 8 mana, 7 mana. I can do math. Anyway, then it enters the battlefield. You may return target dragon permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So if we have another Bladewing the Risen in the graveyard, we bring that one back to the battlefield. They legend roll while the thing is on the stack. One of them goes to the graveyard. You get to bring it back over and over and over again. You get to keep bringing back Bladewing the Risen from the graveyard. They legend roll and they keep bringing each other back. Terror of the Peaks will then be able to deal damage based off its power over and over again to the opponent's face, and that will win the game. We also have Lathliss in case someone does have protection on their face or anything like that, to be able to just keep bringing dragons back over and over and over again, and we get a massive board full of dragons. So that's the main combo that we're trying to go for with this deck. That is what the whole deck is built around. We have Faithless Lootings, Cathartic Reunions, and Thrilling Discovery to make sure that we can get those cards into the graveyard to make them work. What I found though is that I'm not sure if it's something within Arena itself, but I was having the hardest time finding the pieces for this. Like, guaranteed every single time I would have all these pieces on the bottom, like 30 cards of my deck for some reason, based off the way that Wizards did this, and it just was not working out for me. And so I decided to add more combo pieces to this deck, going into black and white, to make sure that we can first off play Bladewing the Risen from hand, because there were times that was actually very, very useful for me, and make sure that we have another combo in here with just Corpse Knight. So Corpse Knight being a card that we can play out on turn 2, turn 3, and then we can Mizzix Mastery and go grab Dragonstorm, and we can just find 2 Bladewing the Risens without finding Terror of the Peaks, and then we can have Corpse Knight be a way that we can also deal damage over and over and over again, and so that's a good way that we can have the combo online again. That also allows Unburial Rites to be an extra couple of copies for us with Mizzix Mastery to have a combo possibility. So Corpse Knight, again, whenever a creature enters battlefield, we lose 1 life. If we just happen to find the Bladewing the Risens but never found a Dragonstorm, or never could run into a Mizzix Mastery, which is the issues I was running into, just not having the right pieces at the right time to make sure this worked, I wanted to add more pieces to make this work. So Corpse Knight, Unburial Rites, we can go off with Bladewing the Risens and keep going off with damage, and that will also work. So we do have to find at some point 2 copies of Bladewing the Risen, or a way to make that happen. But that can happen sometimes more often than making sure that we find Dragonstorm and Mizzix Mastery, and make sure that we can have Bladewing the Risen hit the battlefield, and so Unburial Rites becomes another way that we can do that. So the only real awkward card within this whole combo that doesn't work with itself in other different ways is Corpse Knight, which can be a little bit funky, but overall it does work with the combo in different ways to make sure that we have redundancy. I'm still trying to figure out how many copies of this I actually want, if it should be just like a 1 of so that we had that opportunity, or if it should be a 3 of like I have it here, and we're going to test that out today and see how exactly it does. We do have 1 copy of Abrade. I initially had more copies of this to make sure that we can hit Grafdigger's Cage, which stops us from being able to have a graveyard at all. It is really nice to make sure that we have. I brought them down to make sure that we could play other cards in here, but honestly it would be nice to have. I also have 1 copy of Lightning Axe, which we can discard cards from our hand to make sure that we can kill something. This is really nice to be able to use for discard to make sure that we can play out things like Bladewing the Risen in the graveyard. So that's basically the deck. I definitely think that you can choose different numbers of cards in this deck, like how many Braids that we have, how many Corpse Knights. That's something that we're going to be talking about after the gameplay. So make sure you guys stick around to the very end of the video for that. So before we dive into the gameplay, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 50,000 quick. Thank you guys so much. Here we go. All right, up against Baseman, 1991, and we have the 2 cards we want to discard and the way to discard them. Okay, please don't have discard. Or if they do discard, just discard the right stuff. Blood Crypt tap, pass the turn. Okay, Lanny War, elves. Potentially elves. White mana, Cathartic Reunion, Bladewing, Dragonstorm, Graveyard. Boom, bam, done. All right, now we just have to find a Mizzix Mastery. Because we already have one Bladewing in the graveyard. This is exactly what we want. How fast can we get there? That is the question. All right, so Faithless Looting. We also need to find lands. So get rid of... Abrade is actually nice to kill this Archdruid. I got one more Faithless Looting. Let's get rid of Terror of the Peaks. How much time does killing Archdruid buy us here? I think it's quite a bit. So we can go for Thrilling Discovery and find the pieces that we need. Have a higher chance of going off with the combo next turn. But if we don't, we're in trouble. I'm going to go ahead and Abrade now. We still have a chance to find Mizzix Mastery off the top here. We did draw through quite a few cards, and so there's still, you know, a high chance that the top 15 cards is one of the main cards that we put in the deck. Not this time, though. All right, well, bummer. Faithless Looting. There's a Corpse Knight. Discard. Let's get rid of the damage lands. We don't need those here. So get rid of those guys. We can play out Corpse Knight and try to find Unburial Rites. Let's just go Thrilling Discovery. May discard 2 cards. Let's go. Oh, I should have gone for the Faithless Looting instead. We're gonna run into more lands, right? Right. Yeah, we're fine. We'll draw 3 cards. We'll be just fine. Play out tap land. That's the turn. No Mizzix Mastery. 20 cards deep. See, this is the biggest issue with this deck. I feel like the odds of us having 1 copy of Mizzix Mastery in this deck should be so high. But it seems to not happen very often, and it's kind of frustrating. Using the Archdruid for Imperry is perfect. That doesn't seem like the right play. Here's Empath. Yikes. All right, so we have to go off this turn. They only have 1 Crater Hoof, I'm guessing. Yeah, I think that's game. Unfortunately, we just didn't find it. Oh, that's really annoying. Faithless Looting. Yeah. Is that all of our Bladewings as well? No, that's the second one there. Tap down the wrong land, so we don't have the Corpse Knight online, and I think we're taking enough damage just if they swing in here. Like the company, yeah. They use a Fierce Empath, but decided not to find a Crater Hoof. That's an interesting option. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, yeah. All sorts of dead. Yeah, see... The odds of us not finding a Mizzix Mastery 23 cards deep is, like, insanely, like, what the... Like, there's not that high of a chance that it happens. There's a chance, but I feel like with this deck, that seems to happen over and over and over again. You have 2 of the pieces, but the third one is just, like, Wizards decided to make sure that those combos don't happen, and it's really frustrating. All right. Up against Mari, and we had the Mizzix Mastery in hand. Like, this is the absolute perfect hand, and watch me be up against discard. Like, without fail, whenever I have the perfect hand, I'm up against someone that combos off 1 turn faster than me. And it makes me so angry. This keeps happening. All right, let's try this one out. Beautiful hand. What you got there? Elvish War Master. Okay, up against Elves. Okay, Inspiring Vantage is really nice here. Play that out. Cathartic Reunion, Dragonstorm, Blade Ring. Draw 3 cards. We just need 1 land. All right, there we go. Good. Now we can Abrade the next turn, and we have the combo in hand. Opponent's deciding, like, uh-oh, they got all of the pieces. Darn it. Okay, Dwinian's Elite. Luckily, they don't have an Archdruid. They kept an interesting hand here. Down to 18. All right, so we play out Mountain, and do we want to Abrade something now is the question. Allosaurus Shepherd or anything else. If they play out a Lord, I think we want to destroy the Lord. Throwing Rites of Itlamok. That'll flip over. We get to Mizzix Mastery and win. I love how everyone is winning on turn 4 in Historic. And if you're not winning by turn 4, it's like, yeah, you really shouldn't be playing in Historic. Yeah. All right, another Allosaur Shepherd. We're going to go ahead and braid the War Master now. Take away 2 more points of damage. It's in for 4. I flip the Growing Rites. That's cool. We have the land. We have the Mizzix Mastery. We have Dragonstorm in the graveyard. Make sure I hit the right one. And then we get to go grab... We have to make sure we get the right one first. So Terror of the Peaks first. And then Bladewing the Risen. And combo off. Deal damage to face. Grabs Bladewing the Risen. The other way you can go off with this too is if you do end up having Storm, like if you Faithless Looting into Mizzix Mastery, you have 5 mana, and then Mizzix Mastery, you can also grab 3 things, and that can be 2 Bladewing the Risens to go off with it as well. So that combo is still pretty strong if you get up to 5 mana. The issue is getting up to 5 mana in this format is actually really difficult. So should we be running the Corpse Knights and the Unburial Rites, or should we be running Storm's Wraths instead to make sure that we can be clearing a board on turn 4? Or Sweltering Suns that has cycling might just be the better play. There's a lot of different ways to go off with this combo. All right, up against Tommy, and we do at least have 1 copy of something here and more ways to discard. So keeping this hand, I like it. Speaker of the Heavens. Tapped land, pass the turn. Yeah, Sweltering Suns and Storm's Wrath could be really nice in this deck as well. And that would probably take up the place of Unburial Rites. Like having more copies of Braid, more copies of other stuff could be really nice in general. All right, so Inspiring Vantage. Let's go Thrilling Discovery. Get rid of Storm and Unburial Rites. Draw some cards. Okay, no black mana for the Corpse Knight. But even just Unburial Ritesing the Lathliss and then playing into Terror of the Peaks on turn 5, getting a bunch of creatures out is a really strong play. All right, a bunch of Angels. Yikes. All right, so play out Mountain, Cathartic Reunion. Let's get rid of Lathliss, and it might just be Corpse Knight here. I think I'd rather hold on to other Cathartic Reunions, so yeah. Oh, that's just a lot of lands. All right, Lathliss, bring out a 6/6 on the next turn. We don't have enough for Mizzix Mastery into Dragonstorm actually to work. Resplendent Angel. All right, not up to 27 yet. Down to 12. Okay, Dragonskull Summit. Unburial Rites. Bring back Lathliss. All right, so next turn we get to play Terror of the Peaks. This makes a 5/5. We get to do 5 points of damage to Righteous Valkyrie or something. We just need them to not have removal here. Or enough for lethal or something like that. Okay, Speaker of the Heavens, go up to 27. Yeah, their people are massive. It's terrifying. Please don't have another Righteous Valkyrie. Heliod. Okay, that's... Wait, how much damage do they have now? More life gained. This gets big. Okay, they tap down an attacker, though. That's actually really good for us. Maybe. We don't actually have enough to kill the Righteous Valkyrie now. Yeah, we needed the combo. We don't have it. So we can't block Righteous Valkyrie or else our stuff dies. We can block Resplendent Angel. But then we lose Lathliss. And then we have 0 plays here. Unless we can Faithless Looting, find Mizzix Mastery, and then win. So top deck of the century would be a Faithless Looting and then find a Mizzix Mastery. That actually does win us the game. All right, now we just don't block. Take it down to 6. Gets another angel. So much life gained. All right, still Faithless Looting would probably be the best option. Yeah, because Terror of the Peaks just isn't enough to keep us alive. Yeah. Oh, man, I hate just how many bad draws we end up getting with this deck. It's really, honestly, very annoying. All right, so Terror of the Peaks. Get to deal 5 damage to something that means literally nothing when they have the Righteous Valkyrie, so good game. Oh, come on. All right, up against Luna, we have all the Cathartic Reunions, but we don't actually have any of the pieces we want to discard, which makes this a little bit awkward. We can draw into some and then hopefully find them. So let's try to keep this hand. It's a lot of card draw that we end up having. We have a bunch of white mana on these ones, so play out the Blood Crypt, pass the turn. War Master. Cathartic, Terror, and Land. All right, Dragonstorm and Unburial Rites, not the worst. We have Lightning Axe just to discard the Dragonstorm as well. Archdruid. We do have a mountain with Blood Crypt, so Dragonskull Summit. Let's go Cathartic Reunion first. Dragonstorm and Unburial Rites. Faithless Looting. We can try to dig a little bit deeper. We don't actually have something we want to discard, but we need to kill Archdruid to not die on the next turn. So, kill here, discard. We can discard Faithless Looting, keep playing. Terror of the Peaks could be a nice thing to have out there. We have 0 creatures in the graveyard for Unburial Rites. Alrighty. Okay, down to 10. Didn't play any other creatures. That's big. That's very, very big. All right, so I think before we play a mountain, let's go ahead and Faithless Looting. Dig a little. Okay, we have tons of cards to find here. That's a Bladewing the Risen. Sweet. Discard 2 cards. And a... Do we have any white mana out there? We have some that we can play. Let's go ahead and drop a Sacred Foundry. Spell out the white side. Let's go Faithless Looting again. Discard. Discard. Thrilling Discovery, we have to discard everything in our hand to play, but if it helps us find the Mizzix Mastery, it's worth it, right? And we get to gain some life, which is nice here. Okay, draw 3 cards. Be amazing. Oh my gosh, come on. How far are we? Okay. We are 24 cards deep. I don't know why this keeps happening in this deck. Like, I swear this has to be something just like funky happening here. All right, luckily it didn't hit too many things. If they hit a Lord, we're still dead. You gotta draw an extra card. Yeah, what's the odds for Mizzix Mastery now? Okay, 11%, but that's every single draw. And so, come on. Let's just do it now. Corpse Knight. If we had 2 Bladewing the Risens, we could Corpse Knight into stuff. But yeah, this is just... Dude, I don't know how to make this deck work. It just will never work. There it is. I finally found it. Oh my gosh. There it is. What the jug? I don't know what is wrong. Like, what? And I've been testing this deck like crazy, and this has happened over and over and over again. Like, this exact scenario where I'll find most of the pieces. I'll have all the cards to draw. I'll be getting 24 to 25 cards deep, and just somehow the combo will not be there. And it is ridiculous how consistently it's inconsistent, which you have all the pieces for it. I don't understand it. All right, up against Big Burner and keep this hand. We have Unburial Rites to discard and Terror of the Peaks. Do I burn myself so I can have black mana for Corpse Knight? I think I do. Faithless Looting, get rid of Terror and Unburial. Hopefully we can find some other stuff along the way. We want Bladewing the Risen. Or Storm or Mizzix Mastery. Drawing a lot of cards, you just won't be able to find it. You know, that's just how it always works. I love my luck. Alright. We can go for Corpse Knights. I don't think we do, though. We need to try to go for the combo. Corpse Knight isn't going to be fast enough without drawing more cards here. Alright. 14 cards deep. 0 of the 12 cards that we need. Got it. That makes sense. There's one. All right, we found one of them. Let's go Faithless Looting. Let us dig a little bit deeper to find the right pieces here. We have Unburial Rites for Bladewing, so if we find one more Bladewing with the Faithless Looting, we can discard it and then win on the next turn. Potentially. Dragonstorm. All right. We're still close. Mizzix Mastery off the top and we win. Coco. Any lords and we're probably dead. No lords. All right, sweet. We have a decent chance here now. Or we have an extra turn. How about that? Dude, how many times we run up against elves too? This is getting dumb. Yeah, okay. Just another, yeah, 18 cards deep, no Mizzix Masteries. Dude, I don't get this. And there's no way that we can win from this point unless we had a Sweltering Suns. So maybe we need to just be playing the Sweltering Suns instead. There's the Mizzix Mastery. It's always one turn too late. Always one turn too late. Yeah. All right, up against Mordante, and we don't actually have the mana for Thrilling Discovery. We don't have any pieces here, but I did add in Sweltering Suns. And so this is actually kind of possible with Sweltering Suns. So honestly, we'll try it out. We still have lots of card draw with Cathartic Reunion. We can find white mana potential with Thrilling Discovery. We'll see if we decide to go that route, but past the turn, we still need to find white mana anyway for Unburial Rites, for other pieces, and so we do try to dig for that. There it is. All right, so in fact, I think we're going to lead off with a Thrilling Discovery. It gains a life back there anyway. We have the pieces we need. Let's go Mountain and Dragonskull Summit. Summit? Yep. All right, sweet. More pieces. Trap Finder. All right, so party time. Faithless Looting. Yes, finally. All right, we found a piece. We didn't have any other pieces in there. All right, so Bladewing, and let's go ahead and put Lathliss. And now Cathartic, we have to discard other stuff. What are we discarding? I think because we have the other Faithless Looting in the graveyard, the other Cathartic and Sweltering Suns, we get to draw 3 cards. So let's go ahead and try losing a land. 4 cards before we need to play it. We should be able to find it. All right, no Dragonstorm. Whenever you can find one piece of it, like we found the Mizzix Masteries, we found the Bladewing, then you can't find Dragonstorms. They will be nowhere ever. That's just how this works. Oh, I hate it so much. All right, well, let's go Faithless Looting. There's the Dragonstorm. Dragonstorm, Blood Crypt, Graveyard, Sweltering Suns. Pass the turn. So most likely counter spells, they could be playing Rest in Peace. All right, Mizzix Mastery. I believe we finally got there. All right, bring back Dragonstorm. Combo. And we get to grab a Terror and Bladewing. I went down to 3 copies of Terror of the Peaks so that we could have Sweltering Suns. And it's not the most important piece, so it ends up working just fine. So target their face, grab a Bladewing the Risen, Take action. Yeah, there we go. And sweet stuff. I like it. All right, guys, I don't know what's wrong with this because I feel like when I face up against other people, this combo happened all the time. And I swear I just got hosed with it so much. And where is the, yeah, so 2 and 7. And this is actually the second deck I had. I probably played 5 or like probably another 10 games on it and had, I think, a little bit better win rate with it. And I was playing a little bit different version where I had Mind Stone, so I tried to ramp up to Mizzix Mastery a little bit quicker so I can play it out on turn 3 if I had the right pieces. Like, because if you do have Dragonstorm, Blade Ring, and a Faithless Looting in the opening hand, you get those to the graveyard, you find a Mizzix Mastery, Mind Stone, you get to go off on turn 3. So Mind Stone was really nice there. Having the Sweltering Suns in here I think is really, really nice. But what I kept finding is that I just consistently was not finding the third piece. I could find Bladewing the Risen or Dragonstorm, or I could have Mizzix Mastery's Bladewing the Risen, but I couldn't have like I could never have all of the pieces together. It just would not happen in time. And I would be consistently digging through cards like crazy to find them. I would have a lot of the pieces in the opening hand, you know, like, and I just over 20 games only found it like 5 times, which is ridiculous when in those 20 games I was consistently getting down 20 to 25 cards deep, and just not having those 4 pieces within the top 25 cards is a little bit like it doesn't make sense to me. I know that it's possible and it should happen probably 40% of the time, but not 60 to 70% of the time. And that's what was happening to me, is that we'd be getting it, but maybe a turn too late. And that's part of just the like everything being a little bit too fast. Not having Sweltering Suns in the deck initially was wrong. And that's why I tried to go with this combo a little bit different, going with Corpse Knights and Unburial Rites, having more pieces to the combo so that we can have whatever pieces we need and finding it. And the same thing was happening. And so I'm not sure if Wizards is putting a nerf on this, because it seems more inconsistent than I feel like is accurate. That then makes sense to me. Just to be able to find those pieces, find what's going on there. It totally could just be that I'm playing it wrong and I need to have these Sweltering Suns on turn 3. You know, Storm's Wrath maybe because it actually hits Righteous Valkyrie, that kind of thing. I'm not sure. I totally am willing to say that I just built this one wrong, but it seems weird to me, and I just want to throw that out there, that there's something going on that feels funky, and I don't know why that keeps happening. And so let me know if the right way to go. I think that probably the right way to go is take out Corpse Knight, take out Unburial Rites, go up to full copies of Sweltering Suns, just play for the combo and have Mind Stone available so you can go off with it. I like having Lightning Axe in here as well, or having, sorry, more copies of Abrade is nice, Lightning Axe, and maybe a way to get rid of Rest in Peace, because Rest in Peace is the other card that people are playing that does just shut down our combo pretty hardcore. But you can't still get to just Lathliss, Tear the Peaks, other things like that. So maybe having an alternate win con in case they do have those kinds of pieces could be nice. But overall, I don't know, man. This is just really frustrating. The few times it goes off, it's super fun. But man, how seldom that happens makes it really, really frustrating. So I still hope you guys enjoyed the video overall. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.